What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Jenks Island Podcast, the only NFL podcast bringing your takes from a washed-up Division III cornerback and his friends. And today's episode is going to be our 2025 official fantasy mock draft episode for you guys. So we're going to be going through a 12-man mock. We have picks 1, 4, 8, and 12. Sterb is going to be at pick 1. We got Hammer's at 1. Sterb is at pick 4. Ty is at 8, and I'm going to be at pick 12. So we have both bookends and then a little bit closer to the middle. So you guys get a range of strategies for the draft board out there for your guys' fantasy drafts. Quick interruption here from the episode for a fun announcement. We're going to be doing another pick'em group for the upcoming 2025 season. And just like last year, we'll be giving away an NFL jersey of choice to whoever wins at the end of the year. Our only restriction for winning that jersey is that you subscribe to the channel. So make sure to click the link right here down below to join that group and hit subscribe, and you'll be eligible to win a jersey of your choice. We look forward to competing with you guys week in, week out. Let's get back to the episode. Anyways, Hammer, 101 is on the clock. What do you got?
You know I want to go Matthew Golden right now. I mean, we're talking rookie of the year. We're talking Jordan Love's go-to guy. I mean, I want it, and it's a good pick right here. But, I mean, I know Jenks is going to get mad at me. So, I'm going to go with Jamar Chase here at the 101. He's the best receiver in the league. The Bengals, they're going to be down. They're going to be passing the ball. Burrow's going to feed him. So I'm going to go with Jamar Chase.
I like it. Sterb, who you got at 4?
Yeah, right here. I didn't think I would get Bijan, but we're playing in PPR, so Bijan's kind of like the obvious like elite running back pick for me. So I'm going to go Bijan here.
Okay. Yeah, let me mute the volume.
Okay.
Ty at 8, what do you got?
Yeah, the board fell interestingly here. I mean, you could go with Derrick Henry, but I like Puka a lot in this offense with Matthew Stafford back at practice. I think he's going to be an elite option for them this year, especially with Kupp gone. I think he's going to be that slot guy for them and get a lot of targets. So I'm going with Puka here.
Let's see who falls. Damn. This is rough. Yeah, see, I'm a big fan of like Amon-Ra, CD. I know they kind of go in the middle rounds. Malik Neighbors was kind of who I was eyeing at the number 12 spot. Here with Ashton Genty, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas. Those are kind of the 3 I'm looking at to pull for Hammer's Geek. And I think those are the 3 you have.
Suck, dude.
This team could be rough, but I got 2 back-to-back picks. So I think for me, I'm a big fan of going receiver in rounds 1 and 2, especially at the bookends here at 12. So I'm going to go Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr. I think that both of those guys are going to be a lot of targets this year.
Yeah, this is tough. I was thinking A-Chain might fall to me. He's kind of a check down merchant for them. So he's a great option in PPR. Could go wide receiver like Jenks just did, but I like Josh Jacobs here a lot. I think he's really underrated. Kind of talked about it in the last episode of from this exact spot, going Puka and coming back around and going Josh Jacobs. So I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs here.
I like it. I'm a big fan for him in fantasy this year.
Yeah, right here is kind of like a tough pick for me. I know these elite quarterbacks, they go in the second round. Here in Sleeper ADP and ESPN, I probably aim to like target these guys in the 3rd round. But if you're playing on Sleeper, it might be a little different. Here, like Bucky, I have concerns with him just being like an 80+% touch guy. Jonathan Taylor, I'm not really a huge fan of. And then like the other picks like don't really appeal to me that much. So this is kind of a tough slot to be in. But in this case, I'm just going to take a talented second-year wide receiver who has a great quarterback with them, and I'm going to take Ladd McConkey.
Ooh, I like it. Hammer, you're on the clock, kid.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with how the board is right now. I think I'm going to go double up at running back. I mean, Taylor's on the board. Chase Brown's on the board. Kyron Williams on the board. James Cook. So I think I'm going to go Taylor. And then on the turnaround, you know what? Let's double up on Bengals, and we go to Chase Brown.
I do like it. That's the only iffy part is you have the Bengals offense, but they're going to be one of the most volatile offenses in the league this year. So
Yeah, Chase Brown was a guy I was kind of eyeing here. So, like, for me in the third round, I honestly hate the wide receivers that are right here, and I hate right here as well. And it's
Don't
kind of
worry.
a lack of them in sleeper as well. So I'm really deciding between like an position between like Jane Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and then Trey McBride. Here, I think I'm going to go with. This is tough because like in ESPN, I think I'd be able to get Josh Allen or Lamar at the 3-4 here.
Yeah,
But I'm actually going to go with Trey McBride just because there is a bit of a tier drop off for me between Jane Daniels and Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen and Lamar. But yeah, I'm going Trey McBride here.
Okay, yeah, this board fell perfectly. So I talked about this in the last episode as well. You go Puka, Josh Jacobs on the second turnaround, and then you come back on that third turnaround, and you can get Alvin Kamara, who was one of my most undervalued players. I think he's a top. I think he's a top 10 running back in fantasy. He has top 5 upside. He finished at RB9 last year. Was RB5 before he was injured. He's going to RB15 right now. I mean, I got to take Kamara, double up on the running back here with him and Jacobs.
I love it for you, Ty. I hate it for myself. With Jaden Daniels going especially right before me here, I think I'm going to have to go back-to-back RBs because there is a big drop-off, right, in fantasy value when you look at this board. For me, I think Omarion Hampton is going to be kind of a bell cow back for the Chargers this year with Harbaugh. I think obviously Najee has missed a lot of the preseason with the 4th of July injury, whatever happened there. That hurt him. In comparison to the other running backs available, Kenneth Walker, Chuba Hubbard, James Conner, I got to go Omarion Hampton first. So then you kind of choose between the next few guys for the second running back. Kenneth Walker, I'm a big fan of the guy on the field, but his injury issues have basically kind of turned me off of him completely as far as fantasy goes. So to me, it's between James Conner and Travion Henderson, a guy that I think could be a really big fantasy value as well. So either you double up in rookies here, or you go James Conner, who's a vet that I think week in, week out is going to put up points. So I'm going to go with James Conner at my 4-1.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot. So with Kittle going off the board earlier, he was an option that I was considering. I think tight end kind of drops off to where you can get a lot of these guys in some of the next couple rounds. They're all kind of in the same ballpark. Could look at Jalen Hurts here with the tush push not getting banned. He's obviously high upside with a lot of rushing touchdowns. Could go receiver here. The best receiver here in my eyes would be Devontae Adams, and I don't want to double up on the Rams receiver room. I like some of the other receivers later on too, so I'm going to go with Hurts here. I just think that he provides a lot of upside in that with the rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for me. I was kind of like hoping Jalen Hurts would get back to me. Kind of a pipe dream, but yeah, here is kind of another tough spot for me. I don't think in like an actual draft that Kenneth Walker will be here, but I really do like Kenneth Walker. And normally I'm targeting like the back end of this tier, but I'm all right like starting it with Kenneth Walker here. That I know it's preseason, but that run game has looked like really, really good. Grace Abel looks like a stud. And there is some downside if he gets hurt, but running back, one of the easier positions to replace on the waiver wire. So I'm going Kenneth Walker here.
This sucks. This two guys I was gonna take got taken right before me. Oh my god, that's a big blow. All right, how are we gonna bounce back?
This is a tough spot.
We're gonna go. We go back. Fixes a few picks. That was.
He's going through it.
I was really hoping one of those guys landed in my lap. I hate all these people that are up. You got a Panther, you got a Lion, you got a Bear. And I'm going to go with Ty's boys, Sutton. I think he could have a good year, big year. Second year in that Sean Payton offense. Bo Nix, sophomore year. Hopefully he can take a leap. Oof, I really dislike a lot of people.
You can pass on your pick.
I could.
We could trade.
Yeah,
Go kicker defense, man.
just swap.
Oh man.
Go straight up 12 for the first, Ham.
Packers D is on the board.
Packers
Micah
D
Parsons is going to be there soon.
You're
really gonna let that slide?
He took down all the Dallas stuff on his Instagram. So I mean,
45 seconds to take Matthew Golden.
two receivers, two running backs. I mean, Sam Laporta's there. I really don't like Sam Laporta though. I think he's overrated.
That's division bias right there.
Whew.
No, he's overrated.
I don't know. Let's see. Tight end 6 last year. Let's see.
Ham clock's ticking 20 seconds.
I know.
You gotta pull the trigger.
Oh
He's
man.
He's gonna get no one.
All right. I'm gonna go get my boy. Some people say it's a reach.
The 5-1 at the 5-1.
And
Oh
other
my
people say the
God.
best pick in the draft. This guy's been lighting up camp. All right. I mean, the talent. I'm telling you, rookie of the year.
He
Rookie of
picked
the year.
Matthew Golden for the listeners out there. Sterb, you're on the clock. What do you got?
Matthew Golden. Yeah, for me here, it's easy to select George Pickens. I think this is probably going to be the most pass-happy offense, if not one of the most in the NFL. And again, the wide receiver too there, that's like super talented. We saw what happened with T. Higgins last year. George Pickens is incredibly talented. Probably not as good as T. Higgins, but feels like a steal in the 5th round.
Yeah, with him or taking Cortland Sutton there, that kind of put a wrench in a lot of things. I thought he might fall to me. So I don't really love the other receivers that are here. I think I can get some of these other guys later. Same with the tight ends. So I'm going to go with my flex now. I'm really high on Trevion Henderson. He's looked really, really good in the preseason so far. And I think the 3-back rotation with him, Jacobs, and Kamara is going to be disgusting for me. So I'm going to go with Trevion.
Why do you guys screw over the 5-12, man? I'm already in a Hold up. We see a name here that I see a name here, guys, that I've been harping on all preseason. I'll get him in a second. At pick number 512, we got to go T-Mac here. I think T-Mac is an absolute steal at this value in the 5th round, at the end of the 5th round, I should say. Adding T-Mac to a receiver room of Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr., I think he's going to be an absolute target magnet. Him and Bryce Young are going to have a connection. He's going to be a do-it-all receiver in Carolina. As a Saints fan, it sucks to say that and sucks to pick a guy and be that high on him, but he's going to be a dog there for them. Next at 6-1, I think I'm going to have to go either running back. I could go tight end, but I think there's value to be had in a later round. You could go quarterback here, go a little bit early and go Baker Mayfield or Bo Nix as well. But I love the quarterback value in the later round. So I'm going to go running back here, get my 3rd running back, and a guy that I think has a lot of value. I'm going to go with RJ Harvey. I think he's a guy that's going to be really, truly good in this Denver offense, get a lot of touches, and we'll see what him and J.K. Dobbins do this season.
Yeah, so coming back around, still don't love the receivers here. Still think I can get some of these guys later. I'm going to go with tight end here, and I'm going to go with Evan Ingram. I think the upside in this offense is really high. I think they're going to use him a lot. In that last preseason game, he had an insane 50-yard reception. And the 2 guys ahead of him, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, both guys that were kind of on the downfall last season. I think Andrews, finished really strong, and Kelce had good playoffs, but just as fantasy production, I like the, upside with Ingram here, just as the more athletic tight end.
Reach.
Had to take a tight end.
Yeah, that's good for me here. I'm probably still targeting my 3rd wide receiver over a 3rd running back or a quarterback in this range. Yeah. For me, it's between a couple of guys. I feel like the wide receiver picks here, they all feel pretty good. At least the top few guys. So, I hate to take this. I'm taking this guy everywhere right now. Jenks is in a dynasty startup with me. I keep taking Jaguars players, but I just feel like it's the best value on the board every single time. And I'm going to go Travis Hunter here.
Interesting. Ham, you're back on the clock, kid.
You kidding me? Oh my God. Jenks
Again.
rigged this. Jenks rigged this. The two guys I was eyeing up get taken right before me.
You're at the 101.
This
It was
is not real.
Mark Andrews and Aaron Jones from listeners.
That's who I was gonna go. Oh my god, another bullet to the head. Oh, Mixon, I don't even know. He's been injured for like a year. Baker, I already have my quarterback plan for later. Nix, sophomore year slump. Waddle sucks. Olave sucks. Oh my god, what a blow.
Him or like a player challenge.
Oh god.
Yeah,
This is terrible. I mean,
Hammer
Hammer's going to start an
Quinshawn.
empty roster.
He's going to the season empty. Hammer, there's Quinshawn's right there, man.
who?
Quinshawn, man, he's right there. You were high on him in the offseason.
He's got to take a tight end and a quarterback.
Thanks, I don't even know who that is.
Quinshawn Judkins, what?
All right, I'm gonna go get my boy.
He's trolling.
This is
guy
stack time. It's stack
Oh
time.
my god, he's getting Tucker
Stack
Carlson.
time. Stack time. MVP and Rookie of the Year. All right, now that we got that out of the way.
This is absurd. This is absurd.
That's the highest you'll ever see Jordan Love go in a fantasy draft.
Hey guys, if you couldn't tell by the hat he's wearing, he's a Packers fan. Just saying. If you couldn't tell by his picks already.
Hammer showing you what not to do in a fantasy draft.
Let's go a little Cooper Cup.
Oh my god.
Ooh, little Cooper Cup action, baby.
Oh my god, I
think
would
this could
be
2021 again.
oh,
Guys, I
so.
did.
think this
Ty
is
Hammer and I
2021
had a
Cooper Cup.
Ty Hammer and I had a league where we were co-managers, and Hammer was my co-manager, and he always blamed the seasons on me. But as you
Yes.
can see by his drafting, look at
Yes.
I'm in. All right,
That's
Sterb, all you kid.
crazy. Yeah, dude, I want to take wide receiver here again, but like the running backs, I feel like are getting really, really thin. Tony Pollard over the last half of the season, I'm pretty sure he got like 80 to 85% of the touches, and Tyjae's questionable. I love Tyjae, but he can't really stay healthy. There's some concerns about the offense, but Tony Pollard here getting like 80 to 85% of the carries in like an empty backfield and a PPR league as well. Kind of really turned it around last season. I'm going to go Tony Pollard here.
I don't mind it. I think it's a solid pick. There's the running back.
wow, that was a really
man.
what a run before me. I wasn't looking for a running back though. There's another Tennessee Titan on the board that I like a lot. I think Calvin Ridley. I think him and Cam Ward are going to have a good connection. Cam was talking about him all offseason about how much he loved him. I think Ridley's really slept on. He just finally got a quarterback that can get him the ball. So I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley as my wide receiver too.
Like it.
Wow. All right. He did fall to me. So as I said before, I really like the tight end values in the later rounds. One of those tight ends is going to be David Njoku. I've been talking about him a lot this year. And basically every single draft I'm in, I've been leaving with him. I think he's a guy, obviously with Joe Flacco starting the season, I think him and Joe Flacco have a good connection when they're playing together. And I think David Njoku will just be used no matter who the quarterback is. The receiver room is a little bit iffy, right? Jerry Jeudy is going to be your number one option. The running back room, it's questionable at best right now at the moment. So I think David Njoku really is the most consistent player they can bank on, and I think they'll be using him consistently this year. So I'm going to go David Njoku here. And then the next pick, I'm going to go quarterback here. And I want to say I'm going to go with Jared Goff. I think fantasy-wise, he's extremely underrated. He was number 6 last year and the number 6 overall player in fantasy last year. And I think obviously they lost Ben Johnson, right? But I think he'll still be able to be the same, at least fantasy output player he was last season. So I'm going to go Jared Goff here.
Oh my god. All right, I really wanted Jacoby Myers. I talked about him a lot in the last episode. I was kind of hoping. Why did Team 9
We're
go
getting
with
sniped
Jacoby
by
over Roma?
Sniped by the AI.
Yeah, that was crazy. Wow. That is definitely tough. We could go with another tight end here to kind of be a safety blanket for Evan Ingram. We have 3 running backs. Third receiver. I mean, I like Rome. I know some of you guys are higher on the Rome and the Bears offense. The Bears offense just scares the crap out of me. And then it's like three old receivers and Debo, Diggs, and Godwin after him. Diggs, kind of questionable. Godwin's not going to probably play till October.
Ty, the Bears offense looked good against the Bills, man.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that first drive was. I know it's
a thing of beauty,
but man,
it was a thing of beauty.
It was good, and I think I have to go with the wide receiver. So we're gonna go with Rome here, just to force me into a receiver.
He did have a drop though. Rome did have a drop in that preseason game. I'll say that.
Yeah, I don't love it. I wanted Myers, but
yeah, I didn't want Tyron Tracy to fall to me just because I don't want to pass on a Purdue guy. I already have 3 running backs here. I'm eyeing at some wide receivers here. And this is the range that I really, really like the wide receivers on the board. There's 2 guys. Maybe one of them gets back to me. But I'm going Ricky Pearsall here. He's been like a favorite target of Brock Purdy throughout training camp, throughout preseason. And he was actually really good down the stretch of last year on film and on tape. I feel like he's a guy who can step up and be the number 1 target in that offense potentially. And getting him here kind of feels like a steal.
Hammer, do you like your spot this time around?
I always like my spot. You guys make fun of my picks. You guys just drafted. You guys crapped on mine. You guys just took Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, David Njoku. I mean, 2 Tennessee Titans and a Brown.
Cooper Kupp in 2025.
Pretty sure that was the first 2 picks in the draft this year, right? All those guys stink. I need a tight end, so let's go Tyler Warren right there. Boom, Penn State.
Boom.
I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Juwan Jennings. He's gonna be the guy in that San Fran offense.
Oh, and there we go. In my home league, in my home league, I am not messing around. I'm taking this guy a round ahead at least. He was lower on the board. I didn't know if Hammer is going to take him. But he could potentially be the wide receiver 1 in a top 10 offense, like by week 5 or 6. And I'm going to Emeka Egbuka.
We love him. Sterb and I both love him.
Oh my God, dude! There's no way Denver's going this high. God damn it, that pissed me off. I was going to take Denver at the 10-5. Because they're the 40. They were, the number 1 defense last year, but they were the 45th overall fantasy scorer, and that's tough. But yeah, Denver's a team that I'm targeting in like rounds 8 through 10, depending on the board falls. Just because I think as a top tier defense that only got even better, that's something that could really change the outlook for your fantasy team. But I'm gonna go with a guy here that I thought Hammer was gonna go a long time ago. I thought Sterb was going to go. I'm going to go with Tucker Kraft. I'm going to double up on tight end here. I think you guys have talked me more and more into Tucker Kraft as the all season's gone on. And I like the upside here as possibly, maybe their wide receiver 1, right? I know Golden is a dog, but Kraft is one of those guys that I think him and Jacobs are like the 2 guys that you can consistently trust in that Packers offense.
Yeah.
And with Evan Ingram's injury history, I think I got to double up on tight end here. So.
Yeah.
For me, so here looking at my team right now, right, we have 3 running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, and a quarterback. We're pretty solid everywhere, but I think here's where you want to get another value at receiver. And obviously, the guy at the top of this board here is very, very valuable in my eyes. I think Josh Downs is going to be a guy. With Daniel Jones being named the starter, we saw Wan'Dale Robinson get a ridiculous amount of targets in the target share in the Giants offense with Jones last season. Josh Downs, similar type of role, I believe, in that offense this year. And he's better. Yeah, exactly. I think Josh Downs is a guy that's getting slept on a lot. Falling this far, similar to Emeka Egbuka, in my opinion, is a guy that I believe, could have a really true value in fantasy. So getting him in at the 9-12 is a steal. Then at the 10-1, this is where it gets a little bit tougher for me at running back, right? Since we took RJ Harvey and Omarion Hampton, both of them have a bye week in week 12. That makes it a little bit tough. So you want to go get another running back that you think is start worthy, that you can put in your lineup and be capable of playing. In my opinion, the only guys that meet that would be Jordan Mason, Javonte Williams, or Zach Charbonnet. I would
Do
say
not pick Javonte Williams.
it's iffy. It's iffy. But I think for the first few weeks, see, the thing is bye week is week 12, so that wouldn't really, if the first few weeks go by and Jaden Blue leaps him or someone else in that offense leaps him, that's a iffy subject. But I would go Zach Charbonnet, Jordan Mason. I would go J.K. Dobbins here if I didn't have R.J. Harvey already, because I think J.K. Dobbins truly does have a lot of value. I'm talking myself into it, and I talked myself out of Kenneth Walker. So I'm going to go Zach Charbonnet here. I think he's going to be a guy that could take that spot if Kenneth Walker goes down. And even if he doesn't go down, Zach Charbonnet is going to be getting a lot of touches this year.
Yeah, fell into a good spot here with Jenks having to pass up on J.K. Dobbins. I think he's, at least in sleeper, his ADP is very, very low. He's technically the RB1 in that offense. I think it'll be more of a 50-50 share, but, Denver's going to run the football. I think Dobbins is going to have a chance to get a lot of those goal line carries because he is the bigger back too. So a lot of touchdown opportunity there. I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins as my fourth running back, which, getting him as your fourth running back, a starting running back in a top 10, 15 offense is really, really good here.
Yeah, you're feeling solid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we see who's at the top of my board here. No, I'm trolling. So here's this is a spot where it kind of gets a little iffy for me. Yeah, I'm not taking Kyle Pitts.
It's his year. It's his year.
Yeah, 5 years running. I don't know why Pittsburgh defense is this high. That's crazy to me. I'm kind of set at wide receivers, especially if we're only having 6 bench spots.
Yeah.
Assuming we have an IR spot, I might want to go Brandon Ayuk here, so I can just put him if PUP is allowed in this case. But yeah, this is a spot that I really just don't like to be in. I'm just gonna secure my quarterback and go Drake May here. He was at 32.5 rush yards per game, and I think he only had 7 design rushes. He could be a guy who's top 5 in scramble rate in the league. He was last season. If you incorporate some design rushes, some touchdowns in there, he could be a good fantasy back or a fantasy quarterback. So I'm going him here.
Interesting.
Ham, what are we thinking here?
Hammer's back in the clock. Kyle Pitts just got taken right before you, so you didn't have to worry about that.
Oh, sniped.
Look at my board, and there's not a lot of green. I didn't take a lot.
Hammer, your mic is messed up. Is it on?
Boom, fixed.
There you go.
You look at my board, and there's not a lot of green, so we only got 2 running backs. That's fine. The board did not fall my way. I didn't like the running backs. I didn't reach and take one. That's fine. All right, to all you fantasy people, that's fine. You got to wait your turn. All right, now we're round 10, so I'm looking to take a running back that can maybe hit. All right, so give me Nick Chubb. We don't know. Joe Mixon. I don't know when he can return. Looks like Chubb's going to be the lead back week 1. Nick Chubb's a dog. Only on one leg, too.
He still squats 600 pounds, too.
Exactly. Then I'm going to go.
Your team literally is just Jamar.
Ethan, you took Tony Pollard, buddy boy. You might as well take a rock. I'm gonna go Steelers defense. They're gonna be playing their hearts out for Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, this team would be sick in 2021.
Hey, Matthew Golden does carry this team.
Oh my god.
Jenks just took Josh Downs. His quarterback's Daniel Jones.
Exactly.
We're acting like that's a good pick.
Ups the value.
PPR scheme before.
We're acting like that's a good
Ups the
pick.
value.
All right, Sterb, what are we going here?
Here's another spot that I don't really prefer to be in. Maybe I'm eyeing an elite defense here. Actually, you know what? Brandon Aubrey's on the board, and I'm just gonna take him. He's by far and away the number 1 fantasy kicker for me. And there's a couple defenses that I like that maybe get back to me in the late rounds, so I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, Jenks talked about this guy a little bit before. I like Jaden Blue a lot. I think he's going to take over that running back room in Dallas because I think Javonte just doesn't have it anymore. And Dallas is going to be a team that I think is going to be very similar to Cincinnati was. I think, especially if they lose Micah Parsons, they could be a team that's playing from behind, throwing the ball a lot. Jaden Blue brings a lot in the pass game. That's kind of his strength is as a receiver. So I like Blue here. I know I got four different running backs, but with J.K. Dobbins' injury history, I think it's good to just add one more in Jaden Blue.
Come on, follow to me. All right, let me introduce you to a league winner right here. Let me introduce you to a league winner. And Sterb and I know about him because we are Saints fans, but Rashid Shaheed, better known as Rashid Shaheed, is a league winner this year. And a lot of people don't know about him because he's on the trash Saints offense, right? With a terrible quarterback situation. We all know about it. We all have seen it being talked about on every single sports show out there. But Rashid Shaheed is a guy that could leap Chris Olave as the receiver one for the Saints offense. And you're getting him all the way at the bottom of the 11th round. It's an absolute steal. The guy, right, is one of the fastest players in the NFL. Doesn't get talked about because he didn't run the 40 in the combine or pre-draft, anything like that. But when you see it on the field, he's one of the best deep threats. He's a guy that will be getting the ball everywhere on the field this year under the Kellen Moore offense. So he could be a 1,000-yard receiver this season. And the value here, if he doesn't end up being a 1,000-yard receiver, you're not losing out on a lot. He's a bench player, if not. So I'm going to go Rashid Shaheed here. Next, I'm going to go quarterback. I do like the value. I really wanted to go Dak Prescott. That's like one of my guys in the later rounds that if you can get Dak Prescott with the offense around him this year, he's going to be passing the ball constantly. And if they lose Micah Parsons, they're going to be behind, similar to the Bengals of the NFC almost, their team is. So I'm going to go, it's between Caleb Williams, or do I go with Trevor Lawrence and pair up with my receiver and Brian Thomas Jr.? I think Liam Cohen could open up that offense a little bit more. But like I said before, I think the offense in Chicago is going to be humming. I think Caleb Williams is going to get it down. And if anything, I can stream a quarterback later on in the season if it doesn't work out. So I'm going to go Caleb Williams here at 12-1.
All right, with Baltimore going off the board here and missing out on Denver earlier, I think I'm going to finally hit on my defense here. I'm kind of between Houston and Minnesota. It's tough because I think I like what Minnesota did in the front, beefing up with Hargrave and Jonathan Allen. I don't like that they just traded away Harrison Phillips. Houston's got a really good defense. They're young, very athletic defense. But I think I'm going to go trust my boy Brian Flores. I talked about the Vikings defense a lot last year and just how dynamic and multiple they were. So I think they're going to do that again this year.
Yeah, so at this point in the draft, I'm kind of just swinging for upside. There's like a couple rookies and like really young guys that I like here. Like Tank Bigsby, I just took him in Dynasty, and he's appealing to me again here. It's just the Jags, like devil on my shoulder, just chirping. But also like Trey Benson, like there's a couple wide receivers down the board. I feel like with this being like a shallower bench, only like six spots. Rostering like a running back that has like an avenue to a large workload is pretty valuable. Tank Bigsby, not really a great receiving back at all. I don't even know if he got like 20 receptions last year. I don't even think he got 10. But I'm going to go with him here. Just get some more depth in my running back. And he could be a guy, if he's like getting all the carries, you don't want that guy to be on waivers, or you don't want your league mates to have him. So I'm going to go Tank Bigsby here.
7 catches last year for Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He learned how to use his hands to where he's been hitting the jugs machine. He's been hitting it.
We'll see.
He did catch a screen pass against the Saints. He did do that.
But he was the first running back into that. Yeah, first running back into that second preseason game, though, too. So that's definitely a sign that he might be taking that rollover.
Hammer, all you, kid.
Looking at running backs, I know Jenks is a big Tajay Spears guy. So when I hear that, I know to stay away. Big red flag. Jenks likes him, you stay away. So we're going to go with – this might be a fantasy winner, Jenks.
I know I'm looking at
Dylan Sampson. Woo!
Hey, I love Dylan Sampson, but
He's
anyways.
a dog.
But I like him though, so shouldn't you stayed away?
And then you know what?
Let him redo the pick.
Just ignored. Just moved on.
He's dropping him.
Let's go with a little Ray Davis. A little back-to-back RB action.
Himmer, it was there. I was giving you the answer.
What?
JCM.
Bill.
JCM. Jacorey Croskey-Merritt.
Bill. His name is Bill.
Yeah.
Hammer doesn't know
There's
anything
like
about
a few.
Jenks, I don't listen to
few
your fantasy
different-
picks. You're the reason why I lose money every year when we do that joint
All
league.
right. Anyways.
Here you're just swinging it upside guys again. Like, honestly, I think it's like a really, really good shot that Breece Hall could be traded. And if not, like, I think Braylon Allen is at least going to get like 30 to 40% of the snaps. And maybe Breece Hall gets those high value touches, but like we saw that Braylon Allen was a pretty good handcuff last year. So I'm going to go Braylon Allen here.
He could get a big role in that offense if they do trade Breece, which is being talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, so with 3 bench spots left and the kicker spot open, one of those bench spots will probably go to a quarterback. I only have 3 receivers right now, and I have 4 backs. I'm considering going 5 backs, 4 tight ends, just because I'm taking, a couple upside guys. Actually, no, I already have 5 backs. It would be 6 backs. So really got to go receiver here.
Easy.
Mims just went off the board, and that really, really hurt. There is a guy that is going to kill Jenks that I'm taking him right now. But he's a bit lower in ADP with Vele just getting traded away. I got to go with Pat. I got to go with Pat Bryant.
Give him the representation. Let's go. Pat Bryant disciples were up.
He's had a huge offseason, a huge preseason. Vele just got traded away. He's going to have a big role, I think.
Next, Michael Thomas.
I don't want to hear Vele's name anymore.
4th and a 7th. Shout out.
Oh my God.
It was a lot. It was a lot for Vele, but I think he'll be all right for us. Yeah, no, Ty, I like the pick. For me, I'm going to have to go. I think I have to go get my backup tight end here. Who did I have? I had Njoku. His bye week is week 9. So we're avoiding week 9. I'd really like Elijah Arroyo in their offense. I think he's going to be a guy that does a lot for as far as fantasy goes. He might not be the best blocking tight end, things like that, but he's going to be more of a fantasy receiver. You got Zach Ertz, Isaiah Likely. Both of those guys are highly, highly valuable in fantasy as well. So in reality, I'd probably flip a coin here between those 2 guys because this is my backup. I'm not playing them every week, but if I need to, I can at least have hope that they're going to go in. I'm going to go Zach Ertz. It's not dynasty. I'm not worried about him lasting another year or 2, but week in, week out, he can do something for the Commanders offense. I'm going to go Zach Ertz. Let's see what the defenses are looking like. We got the Commanders defense, 49ers, Seahawks. For the defense, I might wait a little bit longer if I'm being honest. I don't need to rush that by any means. Receiver looking all right. I do really like Jacorey Croskey-Merritt here as a pick. I think he's a guy that could be another league winner, especially if you're getting him this late in the drafts. Obviously, C-Rod is a guy that's being talked about for the Commanders' backfield, but I think Jacorey Croskey-Merritt, Bill, as he likes to be called, could be that running back one after the first few weeks. And if you're not worried about him being your starter right away, you get him this late in the draft. If he hits, you can either trade him for a big value later on the draft for a receiver or someone like that or a tight end, or you just go and plug and play him as your starting running back. So I'm going to go Bill here at the 14th pick and go from there.
Yeah, I was thinking he was going to come back around to me. I thought you were going to go defense there. I'm high on him too. I think he has a clear path to that lead back role, especially with just Eckler, being late in his career and not having the same burn that he used to have. Kicker, quarterback, maybe another receiver here. I'm going to wait on quarterback. The receivers are tough, right? Like Keenan Allen, what's his role there? Bateman, Thielen. I think it's better to go with a young guy that has some upside. So right now I'm looking between Kyle Williams and Dante Thornton. I think Dante Thornton brings a deep ball threat to the Raiders that maybe they don't have with Myers or Bowers. And New England's a little iffy because I'm hearing like Kayshon Boutte might be the outside receiver across from Diggs. So what does that mean for Williams? So I'm going to go with Dante Thornton. I think he has a clear path to being a bigger option in this offense.
I like it. I think he's going to be really solid, and people don't know the name enough. Sterb, what do you got?
I mean, yeah. I just want to say, like, Commanders D being like a drafted defense to me is just kind of weird. They didn't really force takeaways last year, and they weren't great fantasy defense, but that's just interesting to me. Yeah, that makes no sense, and they arguably got worse. So
all they had was Von Miller.
Okay, yeah. So here I'm kind of between like another handcuff running back, and then like Ty just talked about Kyle Williams. I absolutely love Kyle Williams, and then like another undervalued guy is Rashad Bateman here. He's like a wide receiver 2 on what everyone's projecting to be like a top 3 offense. And he had, I'm going to pull this up real quick. He had a lot of he had a lot of spike games last year. Like he had games where he had 15.8, 22, 17.4, 23, 18.6 at the end of the season. Like he's not reliable. But maybe if I need to win a week and I need 20 points or something, I'll put him in. So I'll go Rashad Bateman here.
Hammer, how's the board?
Just the way I like it. We're gonna go
Packers D.
We're gonna go get our kicker. Hold on.
Just the way we like it.
I don't know how to use the sleeper app. That's why this whole thing is messed up. We're gonna go with the league winner, Cam Little.
I think it's your players actually.
Each kick he gets me like 8 points a game. 8 points a kick. And then I'm looking at a backup QB. And Jordan Love's my QB. He's got a bye week of 5. There's someone who I like who's also got a bye week of 5. That is the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers. So the logic does not make sense, but my heart says gotta go Rodgers.
There's just guys. This is fantasy treason. This is. You just said
find a way.
It's an interesting strategy for sure.
Find a way. I don't know. Maybe he gets traded.
Could you tell he was a Packers fan? Everyone, could you tell?
I took 2 Packers.
So I'm looking. The only one who hasn't taken a defense other than me is Jenks, and there's like a couple defenses that I like on the board. But again, like for these guys, I'm swinging like in the late rounds. I'm looking for like a guy who I know I should stash him on my bench or not, and if it's obvious that like, okay, there's no avenue for him to get on the field, I can just drop him. And then, I pick up someone else off of waivers. You don't want to just clog your bench with space. Here it's tough because you got a choice of wide receivers or choice of running backs for me. And kind of between, I think in a PPR league, I think I'm going to go Woody Marks. I don't think he has like the upside to have like 70% of the touches or whatever, but in a PPR league and your running mate is Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon's going to be injured for a lot of the season. There's an avenue to him just getting a lot of receptions there. So
yeah, I liked Woody a lot too. He's a USC guy. And he has a lot of juice to him. So I think, he could definitely push for some carries there. I'm coming back here. We're going to save kicker for last. I'm going to go with a quarterback. I'm going to go with Michael Penix here. I think Penix is kind of underrated right now. Obviously didn't have a lot of reps last year, but I think he got better week by week in those last 3 weeks that he played. And he really has everything set up around him for success. So, if he fails, it's like you take a shot on a guy this late in the draft that has Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Mooney, right? A good offensive line. Kirk Cousins had a really good start to the season. If you watch quarterback, that kind of went downhill when he injured his elbow. So, the weapons around them are not the problem. So I think I like Penix here.
Yeah, I like Penix, and it sucks that he went to the Foul Clowns, but I think he's a good pick, especially for fantasy this year. They're going to be slinging the rock around. So I don't mind that. I think I have to go defense. I was going to go, I could say I have to go defense, one of these two picks, and I'm back to back. So it doesn't really matter which order here. For me, it's between the Seahawks, the Rams, or maybe the Packers. But I really like the Rams defense this year. I think they've only added to it. They're going to be a little bit more healthy than they were last season as well. Really like the defensive line giving you the sack opportunities for points in fantasy. It could be a little bit of reach, but again, for defenses, you always can stream them week to week. So I'm a big streamer for defenses. Then as far as kicker goes, I'm going to go get my guy. All right. I'm going to go get the cream of the crop. Hold on.
He's scrolling.
Groupie?
Where is this guy? He's below benched players. What is going on here?
Dude, just search his name.
No one
wants him.
This is crazy. Wow. This is
crap.
Okay. Sleeper, we're gonna have a problem.
What's his ADP? You can't see it.
Blake Groupie's ADP is his ADP is 692, but his player ranking is 1,898. 1,898 is absolutely absurd.
Dude, he looks like a middle schooler. Holy shit.
That's his Blake, the middle schooler groupie. You got to learn about him. All right. You got to put some respect on my boy's name.
1,897, by the way. It's me. I'm ahead of him.
Ethan is ahead of him. He's not even playing that.
We might be legitimately.
But yeah, like this is a guy that I think in this offense, right? Their offense is going to be scoring a whole lot in the red zone. I feel like Blake Groupie is going to be feasting on field goals all season long. Their offense might get him to like the 40-yard line. He'll be kicking a lot of long field goals this season. He's been consistent all off season and towards the end of last season as well. So I'm going to go Blake, the middle schooler groupie, league winner in the 16th round.
It's crazy. Yeah, I gotta go kicker here. A guy who I'm targeting in a lot of drafts right at the end is Daniel Carlson. I think they have a good enough offense where they'll be moving the ball, but I don't know that the offensive line will quite hold up for them to be scoring a ton of touchdowns. We kind of talked about that with Genty. They were not a great scoring offense last year, but Carlson's always been a really good kicker. He's got a really strong leg. He was a top 10 kicker last year. So yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I'm between two defenses here, and I don't even know if I favor one. I saw Jenks sign up the Seahawks and made me a little nervous. But for me, it's between the Seahawks and the Packers. The Packers, I feel like they make it a point to turn the ball over more than any other defense in the league. And that's something that's like super appealing in fantasy. But the division is pretty strong.
Yeah.
The schedule. Yeah, and with like the Seahawks too, that kind of get the same thing. I'm just going to bet on Mike McDonald here and go with the Seahawks.
Yeah. I think their schedule is a little bit better too than the Packers this season.
Yeah.
Hammer, last pick of the draft. What are you eyeing?
Mr. Relevant.
Backup tight ends. I'm gonna go backup tight ends. I've used this guy in Madden. He's not on a team yet, but I think he's gonna get picked up. We're going Dan Arnold.
Hammer's donating his
I'm not going Darren Waller. I'm not doing that.
Not even Darren Waller, Hammer?
No, he's going to retire by week 6.
Who's Dan Arnold?
Dan Arnold.
No,
look him up.
All right, let's look at the
team 3.
Here.
Team 3 is the best team here. That's my vote.
This is ridiculous. I can't even see the top pick here. Hold on.
Team 3.
All right. We'll go by team. You guys pick the favorites and comment down below. Hammer's team is going to be Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Cortland Sutton, Matthew Golden, Jordan Love, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Warren, Juwan Jennings, Nick Chubb. The Steelers defense, Dylan Sampson, Ray Davis, Cam Little, the guy who kicked 70 yards, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Aaron Rodgers, and last but not least, Dan Arnold. Sterb's team, Bijan Robinson, Ladd McConkey, Trey McBride, Kenneth Walker, George Pickens, Travis Hunter, Tony Pollard, Ricky Pearsall, Amika Egbuka, Drake May, Brandon Aubrey, Tank Bigsby, Braylon Allen, Rashad Bateman, Woody Marks, and the Seahawks defense. Ty's team, loaded running back room here. You got Puka Nacua, Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara. Love the running back starters there. That's a great duo. Jalen Hurts, Travion Henderson, Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley, Rome Odunze. The receiver room's a little iffy there, but the running back room could carry them. Tucker Kraft, one of our favorite tight ends from all of our fantasy videos, offseason in general. All 4 of us really like Tucker Kraft. J.K. Dobbins, Jaden Blue, the Vikings defense, Pat Bryant, future Michael Thomas, Deontay Thornton, Michael Penix, and Dan Carlson. And then the best team in this draft at pick number 12. You know, all the fantasy players out there, we all hate pick 12, but it gets a bad rap. You get the bookends. You get to go back to back. Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr., Omarion Hampton, James Conner, T-Mac, RJ Harvey, David Njoku, Jared Goff, Josh Downs, Zach Charbonnet, Rashid frickin' Shaheed right there. It's a tongue twister, guys. You say Rashid Shaheed 10 times fast. Anyways, Caleb Williams, Zach Ertz, Jacorey Croskey-Merritt, another league winner. Bill, shout out to that's the weirdest nickname of all time, but Bill is in the building. The Los Angeles Rams and defense, and then league winner Blake Groupie right there. Blake, the middle schooler Groupie. Shout out. Put some respect on his name. 1800th ranked player. Absolutely no sense there at all, Sleeper. Put some respect on my boy and have some shame. Anyways.
You say he weighs 156?
Oh, he's light as hell. He is.
He's a little boy. 5'7", 156.
5'7". He is 5'7". But he can kick that thing, and that's all that matters. Probably got bigger quads than all 4 of us, and that's saying something. But anyways, that'll do it for the mock draft episode. Do you guys have anything to add or any closing thoughts?
No, I think I got the best team. That's all I got to say.
I think I got the best team, man. If my normal draft goes like this, I'm walking out a happy man.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like if I have a draft next week and I'm at 9 in a 12-man, and if I could get a team similar to what I had, I'd be like, all right.
You'd feel solid. Hammer, how you feeling?
I like my team. I like my team a lot. You know,
couldn't even say it with a straight face. You couldn't.
I like my team. You know, I don't put my draft strategy out there. I know my buddies watch this, and we still got drafts, so I'm not gonna, put all my secrets out there. So I got my strategy. I think Sterb drafted like 3 Titans. Ty's got no receivers, and Jenks drafted a kicker that couldn't even be found. So, say what you want. I like my team, and yeah.
Hammer,
you got not on a team.
The last guy.
You have Dan Arnold on your team.
What's up? Dan Arnold? Yeah, you know who he is. Great football player. Look him up.
Yeah, he choked the season away for the Saints. Just saying.
Wow.
It's the Saints.
What does that mean?
So if the Saints are bad and he did badly on the Saints.
Well, he was wearing a Saints uniform that downgrades
it's like kryptonite.
Ability.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
What if Jenks likes him though? Are you gonna drop him then?
Yeah, it's considered.
Well, I do like Dylan Sampson, not for fantasy, but I do like Dylan Sampson.
Well, that's why.
Anyways,
you don't like for fantasy.
Anyways, that'll do it for the episode. Make sure to comment down below which team you guys think is the best. Make sure to comment your fantasy sleepers or guys you are picking in every single draft, or where you thought we went wrong, where we went right, things like that. Make sure to comment down below and share this video to your friends who are having fantasy drafts anytime soon. You guys know where to find us at Jenks Island on social media, and wherever you get your podcasts at Jenks Island as well. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be doing it's that time of year. We're going to be doing our predictions for the season as far as division winners, not records, but awards for the season, things like that. So MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, all that good stuff. We'll be doing that next week. So make sure to stay tuned for that. We will see you guys then.